We have put together this presentation to give our pupils in the primary phase an idea of what our school is going to look like on their return in September, and some of the changes and measures we've put in place for everybody in our school community to remain safe. I know many of you will be excited about coming back to school, seeing your friends and especially your teachers. But the government have asked all schools to make some changes to our normal school day to try to reduce the mixing of lots of pupils and staff. This will be done by having pupils in bubbles for lessons, break times and other times throughout the day. In primary phase, our bubbles will be in class groups to allow as much of our normal school day to take place. And we all need to try to follow the guidelines in and around school to ensure that everybody stays safe and well. Please be assured that we are here to support you and listen to your concerns, and we will be working through this situation together. So despite some of the changes around school, not everything will be changing. Here are some of the things that will be staying the same. Our normal soft start coming into school, where you're greeted at the gate by a member of the primary phase staff and then you walk into your classrooms. Our timetables will still remain the same. Key Stage 1 will have your 4 lessons a day with 2 break times and a lunchtime, and Key Stage 2 your 5 lessons a day with a break time and lunchtime. All of your favourite lessons will still take place, and they'll be being taught by your wonderful teachers and specialist teachers for PE and music. There'll be lots of fun practical learning, as there always has been. Your PE lessons will still remain, whether it be in school or down at Lammock, and your phone time and support from all the teachers in school will still be happening. Our high expectations and school values haven't changed, and the class charts, dojo points and certificates to reward all of the positive behaviour and hard work that you show us. So some of the changes we are having to put in place due to the government guidance are our assemblies. They will be being held in classrooms virtually for everybody rather than in the main hall. Our music lessons will not be able to include singing or instruments for the first half term, but rest assured Mrs. Mitchell will still be teaching you some new musical skills. Our break times will still be happening, but you'll be given a play zone within your class bubble. Similarly, at lunchtime, play will be restricted to a designated area, and you will alternate between hot and cold lunches throughout the week. You will still get our kitchen's delicious food, but just slightly differently. Cold lunches will be served in your classrooms as a picnic-style lunch, and our hot lunches will be served in big school as normal, but with social distancing in place and reduced numbers on each table, and perhaps a slightly earlier lunchtime. And our end of school day will be different, with different dismissal times, EYFS being dismissed initially for the first week at 2:30, and then Key Stage 1 at 3:20 and Key Stage 2 at 3:40. All pupils with siblings will be dismissed with their eldest sibling from their exit point. Some of the other changes we're making are some new classroom rules, such as no sharing of equipment and not getting out of your place. But you don't need to worry, as these will be shared with you by your form teacher. Please ensure that you have all your equipment with you in school, and especially your water bottles, as you will need these throughout the day. There'll be no swimming at the start of the year, as we are unable to use our changing facilities. However, this will be reviewed on a monthly basis. And our extracurricular clubs are on hold for the first half term. But as government changes, then these will also be changed. For PE lessons, you will be asked to come into school wearing your full games kit and blazer on the day that you have your PE lesson. And it is vital that you come to school each day with a coat, as we will be trying to get pupils out as much as possible, even if it's slightly raining. This supports our mental health and having some socialisation time with peers in our bubbles. So how will your classroom look? The government has given school guidance to what classrooms need to look like to reduce the movement. Groups of tables have been rearranged into rows or single tables, and all will be front-facing. Where possible, gaps will be left between tables to help with social distancing. And teachers will aim to be at the front of the classroom during lessons, and only limited equipment will be shared, with careful cleaning taking place after use. You will not be allowed to share your own equipment with others, as has happened in the past. So please bring in the necessary equipment which you will need for your learning. This list can be found on the school website. There'll be a different approach to marking and the checking of work, as the government has advised teachers not to be collecting in work to mark on a daily basis. But rest assured, there will still be lots of marking, peer marking, and marking done together throughout the day. EYFS will run as normal, but with a greater focus on outdoor learning. Year 1 will have smaller group working and be similar structured to the EYFS areas to begin with, and smaller teacher-led groups for English and mathematics. Years 2 to 6 will have their classrooms set up in rows, and there will be as little movement around the classroom and buildings as possible, and places will not be changed for different lessons. Okay, the changes to break times will still allow you to have an enjoyable fun time with your friends. Each class will be in a bubble, and that bubble will have a designated play zone. They will be supervised by a teacher or a TA, and it is vital that hands are washed before and after break times. A bag of equipment will be used with your bubble and then sanitised after before its next use. EYFS will have their outdoor area open as much as possible throughout their continuous provision and can be accessed throughout the day. Key Stage 1 will have a morning, lunch and afternoon break, and Key Stage 2 will have a morning and lunch break and the possibility to have a flexible break if they need it in the afternoon. The zones can be seen on this map. Our entrance into school will remain the same, but our exits will change. All pupils will come into school via the Dukesborough entrance with an earlier opening time of 8:20. All pupils should be in school by 8:40, and parents and pupils are expected to maintain social distancing at all times. You will be greeted on the gate as normal by a member of staff, and we ask you to go into school, wash your hands, enter your classroom, and you will be directed to sanitise your hands and move to your place. Only our EYFS parents will be able to enter the school gate in the mornings. At the end of the day, each year group will have their own area for dismissal. EYFS pupils will leave via the EYFS doors indicated white on this map at 2:30 till 2:45. Year 1 plus any EYFS siblings will leave via the EYFS playground indicated in purple at 3:20. Year 2 plus any EYFS or Year 1 siblings will exit from the Key Stage 1 building main door indicated in orange at 3:20. Any pupil with a sibling will leave with their eldest sibling. For Years 3 and 4, plus any siblings, will exit via the gym car park onto Dukesborough, indicated here in yellow. Year 5 will be dismissed from the top playground, plus any siblings, and this is indicated in blue. 6ZE will exit via the main Key Stage 2 door with their siblings, and that's indicated in red. And 6LB will exit from their classroom door with their siblings, indicated in green. So I'm sure some of you will have some worries, but here are a few things for you to remember. I know many of you will be excited about coming back to school, seeing your friends and especially your teachers. Rest assured we have missed every single one of you. But I also know that many of you will be feeling anxious and worried about how different school is going to be. Your teachers will be here to support you, as they always have done, and we want to hear about your concerns so that we can work through them together. Working together really is the key. Fantastic behaviour will be expected by everyone and at all times. However, if a pupil fails to meet our high standards, we will need to contact parents to discuss next steps. And we need you to respect our new class rules and respect each other. We all need to care for each other and follow the new procedures in place. By working together and caring for each other, following our guidelines and changes put into place, we will get through this strange time, and we hope that school will soon be back to our normal.